and I'm Kai from China Unicom. And today I will introduce our latest works on how we use the Yuanjing Large Model to boost the industrial digitalization. Okay, so as one of the three major telecommunication operators in China, and also the major force of the digital China construction, and China Unicom has established a 5-in-1 AI ecosystem. Okay, so at the basic layer is our AI infra layer, and at this layer we have the AIDC, we have our own GPU resources, and we have the supporting network for the training and inference of the large models. Okay, on that is the data layer. So on the data layer, so far we have built a very large data set which with a size of over 400 gigabytes. And we also constructed our trusted data space, which makes the data, the trading and the accumulation much easier. And on top of the data layer is a large model layer. So on the large model layer, we have built the Yuanjing Large Model. Okay, so from the foundational models, we have built a multi-modality models family, and we also have our Yuanjing MaaS platform. The platform makes the use and the modification, the use of the large models much easier. And with the foundation models and with the MaaS, and we have built a lot of industrial-specific models, and we use these models directly in our applications. Okay, so on top of the large model layer, we have built the agent layer. So basically, we have three types of agents. So the first type is a digital employee agent. This works for the enterprises uses. For the internal enterprise uses, we have the employees of our company to use the agent much easier to do their daily works. Okay? So the second type of the agent, which we call the personal agent, the home agent, is for the personal and also for the household use. Okay, so for the third type of the agent, we have the industrial AI agent. This works mainly for the industrial applications, for various industrial applications, and for the for the manufacturing, for the government, and for the culture, and for our medical. Okay. So also we have a special system which called the AI safety system. You know that the safety of AI is critical. And here we researched and developed various kind of AI safety strategies, including the internal safety of the AI and also the guardrails of the AI, which makes the use of AI much safer. Okay, so for the Yuanjing foundation models, so far we have built the models of 4 modalities. That is the Yuanjing language model, the speech model, the vision model, and also the multi-model models. And we also imported the SOTA models, the open source SOTA models, like DeepSeek, like Llama, like Q1. And the goal here is to provide our users with the best models, the most comprehensive models for their system, for their applications. And especially, we have some special features for our customers. So first, to make the selection of the models much easier, you know that the selection of the models is very critical for every application, right? So in most of the cases, the users is not aware of what kind of model he should choose, right? Especially when he have a certain goal here. He has a certain application, and he has limited GPU resources, but he usually doesn't know what type of model, what kind of model, so which model to choose, so he's not aware of this. So here, to help the users to select the model, we propose the model ability capability quantification method. So with this method, we help the users to better select model. And especially, we provide the model capability assessment and model selection guide. Okay, it works just like the user manual. Okay, the user just need to find the corresponding information by look at the manual, and he could get the best model that suits his application. Okay, the second feature is that you know that reasoning models are very popular today, and most of the current SOTA models are the reasoning models. But reasoning models has an advantage, right? It often overthink. Especially when you ask him some very simple question like what is 9 plus 5, it will output a very long answer, right? This is actually not cost effective. So actually to enhance the inference cost, we propose our difficult adaptive slow thinking method. Okay, with this method, we can output the simple answers for simple questions, and we also remain the rigorous thinking process for difficult problems. Okay, and on average, we have reduced the inference cost by 30%. Okay, the third feature is that we propose a safety enhancement and evaluation method, which we can evaluate the safety features of all the models, and we then propose an open source benchmark for them for the evaluation. And we also propose a data set for them to enhance the safety model, to make the model practical in real applications. Okay, so for the MaaS platform, so far we have provided a lot of tool sets for the users to use, and the user can select the model, the user can modify the model, and then apply the models for various applications. And besides these tools, we also provide the most popular and the most useful RAG and agent tool for them to choose. Especially for the RAG here, we can promote the precision of the RAG by 20% comparing to the open source solutions. And here I like to introduce our open source version of our Yuanjing MaaS, and you can download it from GitHub. Okay, this is a free version without any without any limitations. And this is actually a little bit similar to the popular open source framework like DeFi, but without any restrictions. You can just free it, and you are welcome to provide our feedback. Okay, with our foundational models, with our MaaS system, we now have established over 13 industrial-specific models. And these models can be used in the government affairs, in the new type industrialization, in the public sectors, and with various enterprise applications. Okay, and we together, we collaborate with our partners to, build such a family of the models with our through the types of joint labs or joint projects, and we have obtained various awards from both domestic and international. Okay, so next I will introduce some applications we have do in practice. Okay, so the first is the applications in the internal businesses of China Unicom. And you know, as a telecommunication operator, so the safety of the SMS is very critical to us, and especially to crack down the anti-fraud of the SMS. Okay, so we propose a use to Yuanjing Large Model to do the SMS anti-fraud. So for every incoming message, the SMS, we will use the Yuanjing Large Model to detect whether it contains a fraud information. And if there is fraud information, we will send the users another message to tell them that there is a possibility of fraud he just received to avoid any unexpected cases. And it should be mentioned that we do not have the authority to access the content of this SMS. Okay, only the large model can access the SMS, and this helps to protect the privacy of the users. Okay. We also developed an app for the internal employees of China Unicom to help them to know better about the regulations in China Unicom. He can, access the regulations via simple QA, and it makes them to know the regulations of our company much easier. Okay. So the first thing is that we also provide a lot of office tools for them to generate the doc, especially the slide. The slide generation actually is quite popular today, but the difference we provided that first we allow the users to generate the slide using the large models. And after the slide has been generated, we also provide various tools for them to make the modifications. Right? He can, modify the text, also the images in the slide with the large models. And this makes the creation of the slide much easier. And this is a slide. We also provide tools for the doc, for the Excel generation. Okay, so for the government services, we also provide a lot of tools for them, for our users in China. Okay, so there is a famous phone number called 12345. Okay, 12345 is a famous hotline in China, and every citizen in China, you can call this number to make complaint to the government or tell the government your requirements, especially when you have a certain demand. And at the back end of the 12345 hotline is customer representatives, customer agents. Okay, there are a lot of agents working at the hand to work for the citizens. Okay, so in the past, when the service agent received a demand from our citizen, okay, he will first record this demand, and he will then dispatch this demand to the corresponding public sectors. So, for example, if a citizen complains about the environment pollution, okay, the agent will send this to the environment protection sectors. But the problem is that there are a huge amount of calls every day. And the recording and the dispatching work is very laborious and error-prone. So here we use the large models to help the service agents to help them to record the demand and then dispatch it in a much easier way. Okay, so by using the Yuanjing Large Model, okay, all the agents need to do right now is just to make confirmations. The record work and the dispatch work are all done by the large models. Okay, so by using this large model, we are able to decrease the processing time from 186 seconds to 133 seconds. And this makes both the citizen very satisfactory. Okay, and we also developed an app for the citizens in Sichuan province, which is a province in China. Okay, so by using this app, when a citizen sees some important event or some emergency, he just needs to take a picture of the event, and we use the large models to depict this event, depict this image, to transform it into text and send to the government directly. Okay, so by using this app, we are able to reduce the processing time from 4 working days to 2 working days on average. Okay, this is for the government services. And we also use the large models to help the government to do the economic decision support. You know that the Chinese government will announce the economic figures regularly, for every month, every quarter, every year. Okay, so here we use the large models to predict the economic features, important economic figures like the GDP. Yeah, and an example is that last year, just 2 months before the Beijing government announced its GDP figure, we have successfully predicted the exact GDP figure. And we tell the figure to the government, they're surprised, okay? This is actually exactly the same as what the government announces. Okay, so here we use the model. So how to use the model, right? We use a lot of figures from the public, the people activity data, and also the manufacturing data, and a lot of public data to make these predictions. And this prediction actually help our government to make the economic decisions much easier. Okay, so for the industrial manufacturing, we also use the large models to help our technicians. You know, for the very large equipment, for the repairment of very large equipment, and it's very, I mean, laborious, and the technicians need to a lot of work. For example, if a component of a large equipment is broken, he has to look up the manual, look up the guide to find what is the problem, and also tell them how to repair it, right? So now with Yuanjing Large Models, we are able to build a very powerful database, and we use the large models to help them to find the problem, to do the troubleshooting, and in the simple QA form, okay, he can simply describe his problem, and the large model will give him answer. And this is based on the Yuanjing model and also our rack technique. And on one of our customers, and they tell us that by using the Yuanjing model, and we are able to achieve the recall rate to over 19%. This is very impressive figure, you know. And with this high recall rate, and the user can use this system in their real applications. And we also use the large models to help the user to do the fashion design. Okay, you know that in the past, when a designer do the fashion design, he have to make a lot of sketches and use the software to model the 3D clothes such that he can see what the desired clothes look like. This really takes a long time. But now with the large models, with the AIGC technique, we are able to help them to create the image of a clothes within seconds. Okay, he just need to give a prompts on what the clothes he would like to be, especially the color, the fabric, the style. Okay, so if the initially generated clothes is on factory, he can further modify it through simple prompts. Okay, he just tell what do I need a T-shirt or something, and then the model will modify the generated result, and even he can see he can see the effect of these clothes, a model the character wearing these clothes, and actually this transforms the way of design in a great extent. I mean, it's really hard to imagine that a fashion designer can design a clothes with simple prompts, right? In the past, he usually need to do a lot of sketches, but now he just need to learn the prompts, and he can design a satisfactory fashion. And this system has been used in various factories in China. And the designers have begun to design their fashion using the large model system. Okay, so actually we have used the Yuanjing models to do a lot of manufacturing works. And for example, we use the model to do the product quality inspection, and we use a model to do the precision measurement. For example, we can use the model to predict the weight of the rice kernels. And we also do a lot of dynamic counting, for example, the dynamic counting of the eggs, the dynamic counting of the livestock, and we also use the model to monitor the variant operations, client compliance, and safety to help the factory to maintain the safety of the manufacturing. Actually, we have helped over 200 customers to do the manufacturing with Yuanjing model. And for the education services, you know that with the emergence of the large models, we also have the universities in China. We collaborate a university called the Sichuan University. We collaborate with the Sichuan University in China to help them build an app to help the college student to know the university's regulations, to do various campus activities, for example, to register the course. And here I tell you an interesting story. So initially, when we deploy this app for the students, and the university just used the original DeepSeek model. And you know that the DeepSeek model has a lot of safety issues. And you know that the college students are usually, they are very open-minded, and they are very active. So one guy here just tried to crack down the app by using a prompt injection method. He asked the app about the Windows key ID. You know, this is a classical prompt injection problem. And the model just tell him Windows key here. And fortunately, the students report this problem directly to the school IT department instead of using that illegal key. And after the university realized it, they asked us to replace the model with a safety-enhanced Yuanjing model. And with this Yuanjing model, we are able to provide a more safer solution to the students. And that problem can be avoided. Okay? Okay, this is an application for the Chinese cultural heritage protection. Okay, so you know that China has a lot of cultural heritage and cultural relics. So with the large model, we could turn a Chinese cultural relic into a Chinese girl. An Asian Chinese girl. This helps our customer to better understand the Chinese heritage. Okay, and here we also bring a machine at the exhibition booth of China Unicom here, and you can just experience to generate your own pictures wearing Chinese clothes or even a video. We also use the large model for a lot of 2C applications, the customer application. For example, we just provide an assistant app to help to manipulate the app on the cloud phone of our China Unicom, and you can book tickets, you can make navigations, you can play videos automatically through a simple prompt. Okay, so that's all for the applications of Yuanjing model. And we, China Unicom, would like to collaborate with our partners together to boost the industrial digitalization with large models. Okay, that's all for today's talk. Thank you very much.